Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the English class. Today, we are going to start with the new lesson, but before that, we have a quick glance at the warming up activity. So, let's see what do we have. Just all general and personal questions. Okay, do you like to travel? Very common question. Where all have you traveled that you will be writing on your own? Have you heard about the wonder of the world? Yes, there are 7 wonders of the world. You might have seen the pictures and portrait of these 7 wonders of the world in our school premises also. है ना? Have you heard about UNESCO? We will see in details. If you have heard, write yes or no. If not, then I am going to introduce you this today in the lesson. What does UNESCO stands for? What is meant by heritage? Heritage means what? It's a treasure which we have got from the nature and um, from the ancestors. Okay, that we will see in detail in the lesson. Do you know of a heritage building in your own city? Yes, there are many buildings, right? We stay in Pune. So we have Shaniwar Wada, that is also one of the heritage building, then Aga Khan Palace and so on. You can also collect the examples. Your teacher will explain the heritage cycle. See what is heritage, how it is divided, that complete thing we are going to see in the lesson. Let's see the second one. With the help of your partner, complete the information in the table. Tourist spots. We all know, we all travel, we all love to visit new places. So what are the tourist spots? Which is your favorite and why they are favorite? That on that basis you have to fill this table. Okay, now we will move towards the lesson, that is World Heritage. Before I start, let me tell you students, this lesson is an article. It is an article about World Heritage Sites. It tells us how they are chosen and what the criteria for the choice are. Okay, as I told you, what do you mean by heritage? See, the meaning is given in the textbook. Heritage, that which is valued because of historical, natural, cultural importance. Okay, the things or the places or the monuments which are very important, which are like wonder, which are antique, है ना, जो बहुत ही स्पेशल चीज़ें हैं. Suppose Taj Mahal is there in India. This is also one of the heritage site, and yes, it's a responsibility of all the citizens to maintain this monuments. Okay, है ना, ये सब हमको क्या करना है? We have to protect this. So that is World Heritage. Let's start. A World Heritage Site is a site determined by the United Nations Organization, Scientific and Cultural Organization. See, this is the full form of UNESCO. What is the full form of UNESCO here? United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. What this organization does? Let's see. UNESCO to have significant cultural or natural importance to humanity. As such, the sites are protected and maintained by the International World Heritage Program. See, this is one of the program which maintain, okay, all these sites, which is administered by the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. Because World Heritage Sites are places that are significant, important, culturally and naturally. They vary means differ, different in type, but include forests, lakes, mountains, buildings and cities. See what comes in this category? Not just the monuments, forest, lakes, buildings and cities also are there in the World Heritage Sites, okay, which are very important, which are like a treasure of past, we can say. And yes, this is the treasure which we have to secure for the future. We have seen this International World Heritage Program. Okay, this is UNESCO World Heritage Committee which look after all these things. उसका maintenance कैसे करना है, उसको कैसे safe करना है, secure करना है, what they have to provide. Okay, what should be included, all this thing all such things are under the control of UNESCO. It handled by UNESCO. Let's history of World Heritage. World Heritage sites can also be a combination of both cultural and natural areas. For example, Mount Hongshan in China is a site with significant to human culture because it played a role in historical Chinese art and literature. The mountain is also significant because of its physical landscape characteristics. Okay, history of World Heritage Sites. मतलब कैसे समझ में आया कि ये होना चाहिए? How it started? Let's see. Although the idea of protecting cultural and natural heritage sites around the world began in the early 20th century. When 20th century starts? 1901 till early मतलब start का time 1901 to maybe 1950. Okay, they were planning it, but it did not start it. It came into force in 1954. Egypt started plans to build the Aswan High Dam to collect and control water from the Nile River. The initial plan for, see, it started from construction of a dam in the Nile River. Okay, this. Why they started this? Because dam's construction would have flooded the valley containing the Abu Simbel temples and scores means many of ancient Egyptian artifact. पानी वहाँ जमा होगा और फिर सब डिजास्टर होगा. It will get converted into the flood. That's why they thought that they should make a dam over there to protect it. See, in this valley they decided. Okay, the water which comes from the Nile River, it gets stored in the valley, and yes, it was like a flood situation over there. That's why they decided to do so. To protect the temples and the artifact, UNESCO launched an international campaign in 1959 that called for the dismantling and movement of the temples to higher ground. Dismantling means they tried to shift, because the temple and all the statues of the lords were very it was at the very lower level, which can easily be sink into the water. That's why they thought that they should remove these statues from there and shift them to the higher level or at the topper side, where they will be safe and secure from the flood water. Okay, the project cost an estimated US dollars 80 million and 40 millions, of which came from 50 different countries. See, it was very costly. That's why other countries also came forward and they helped by providing this money. They contributed. Because of the project's success, UNESCO and the International Council on Monuments and Sites initiated a draft convention to create an international organization responsible for protecting cultural heritage. Okay, this organization also came into existence after this. Shortly thereafter, in 1965, a White House conference, okay, in the United States called for a World Heritage Trust to protect historic cultural sites, but to also protect the world's significant natural and scenic sites. Finally, in 1968, the International Union for Conservation of Nature developed similar goals and presented them at the United Nations Conference on Human Environment in Stockholm, Sweden in 1972. Following the presentation of these goals, the Convention concerning the protection of world cultural and natural heritage was adopted by UNESCO's General Conference on November 16 in 1972. World Heritage Committee. Now, what is World Heritage Committee? Today, the World Heritage Committee is the main group. Okay, it's a group of people responsible for establishing which sites will be listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Means which sites should be considered as a World Heritage Sites. Okay, they select the sites which should get the protection from this UNESCO. Okay, so this committee work for this. The committee meets once a year and consists of representatives from 21 state parties that are elected for 6 years term by the World Heritage Center's General Assembly. Okay, how many members are there? 21 from the General Assembly. Okay, World Heritage Committee General Assembly. The state parties are then responsible for identifying and nominating new sites within their territory to be considered for inclusion on the World Heritage List, and on that basis they form the list. अब कैसे कोई, how it gets selected as a, on what basis do they select the World Heritage Sites, that we will see. Becoming a World Heritage Sites, there are 5 steps. Okay, if you will if the sites fits in those 5 steps, then only it gets selected as a World Heritage Site, otherwise not. There are 5 steps in becoming a World Heritage Site. The first of which is for a country or state party to take an inventory of its significant cultural and natural sites. This is called the tentative list, and it is important because nomination to the World Heritage List will not be considered unless the nominated site was first included on the tentative list. This is the initial stage, and then it move on. Next, countries are then able to select sites from their tentative lists to be included on nomination file. The third step is a review of the nomination file by 2 advisory bodies consisting of the International Council on Monuments and Sites and the World Conservation Union. See, again it go ahead. There are so many steps. First step, second step, and till 5 steps it is. Okay, तो shortlist होते जाते, एक एक कम होता जाता है उसमें से. And sites and the World Conservation Union, who then make recommendation to the World Heritage Committee. Okay, they recommend. The World Heritage Committee meets once a year to review these recommendations and decide which sites will be added to the World Heritage list. Okay, this committee gives the final decision on this. The final step is becoming a World Heritage Site is determining whether or not a nominated site meets at least one of the 10 selection criteria. Okay, if the site meets this criteria, if it comes on all this criteria, then only it gets selected as a World Heritage Site. It can be then be inscribed on the World Heritage List. Okay, once a site goes through this process and it chosen, it remains the property of the country on whose territory it sits, but it also becomes considered with the international community. See, apart from the country, it comes under the custody of this community also. Okay, types of World Heritage Sites. अब उसके types क्या है? So it comes in international committee also. We will look at this types now. As 2009, there are 890 World Heritage Sites that are located in 148 countries. 689, see 148 countries are there. Okay. These sites are cultural and include places like the Sydney Opera House in Australia. See Australia, you can see in this map. And the historic center of Vienna in Australia. 176 are natural and features such as location as the US, Yellowstone and Grand Canyon National Park. 25 of the World Heritage Sites are considered mixed. मतलब मिक्स है वो, नेचुरल भी है और कल्चरल भी है. Natural and cultural, Peru's Machu Picchu is one of these. Italy has the highest number of World Heritage Sites. देखो सब में ज़्यादा कहाँ पर है? इटली में है with 44. India has 36, 28 cultural, 7 natural and 1 mixed. World Heritage Sites. The World Heritage Committee has divided the world's country into 5 geographic zones, which include Africa, Arab states, Asia Pacific, Europe, Latin America, and so on. Okay, this is international community. See, this is World Heritage Center General Assembly where they discuss. Okay, now we will come at the last part of the lesson. World Heritage Sites in danger. अब ये लोग danger में क्यों है, खतरे में क्यों है? Like many natural and historic cultural sites around the world, many natural heritage sites are in danger of being destroyed or lost due to war. Okay, see, this happens due to war, natural disaster, acid rain, see, pollution, or this is also over traffic due to tourism, urbanization, see, earthquake. Poaching means what? Illegal hunting. Okay, these are all things which comes under this. These are the reasons behind what? Why they are in danger? Just because of these reasons. Natural disasters, you can see. सी एयर पोल्यूशन, एसिड रेन, देखो ये भी अर्थक्वेक है. ओके. World heritage sites are in danger of being destroyed or lost due to war, poaching, natural disasters like earthquake, uncontrolled urbanization. See, this is urbanization, and just because of this over traffic, heavy tourist traffic, and environmental factors like air pollution and acid rain. World Heritage Sites that are in danger are inscribed on the separate list of World Heritage Sites in danger, which allow the World Heritage Committee to allocate resources from the World Heritage Fund. Allocate means to assign. They carry fund और फिर इसके लिए भी उनको खर्च करना पड़ता है. They have to spend for this to that site. In addition, different plans are put in place to protect, restore the site. If, however, a site loses the characteristic which allowed for it to be originally included on the World Heritage List, the World Heritage Committee can choose to delete the site from the list. और अगर कभी कोई site, if it is if it is affected by all these things and not up to the mark, that this site will get deleted from the list, and apart from that site the other site may be get included. ठीक है. अगर कुछ वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज, कुछ इन नेचुरल डिज़ास्टर की वजह से कोई साइट अगर ख़राब हो जाती है तो उसको लिस्ट से निकाल दिया जाता है. टू लर्न मोर अबाउट वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट, विजिट द वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज सेंटर्स वेबसाइट एट whcunesco.org. Understood, children? This is a short part. It's a summary. We can say it's one of the article because this is a very very long process. तो यहाँ पे तो हम उतना नहीं ले सकते थे, तो it was just a summary of this long process. I hope you all have understood what is World Heritage and how we have to maintain. Okay. Thank you so much, students, for watching the video. Take care of yourself. Stay home. Stay safe. Notes I am giving, please write down all the notes in the workbook and study hard for the papers. Thank you so much. Bye.